$450K earners in San Francisco may be building wealth slower than $180K earners in Austin. This isn't opinion, it's what Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finance's data shows us. In the next 9 minutes, I'll walk you through the exact cost breakdown, the 3 categories silently eroding six-figure earners' wealth, and the specific dollar delta that compounds into a $500K $1M plus retirement gap over 25 years. By minute 6, I'll reveal which single cost category is the real culprit, and whether relocation is actually worth it. Because if you're making $300K $500K in a major US city right now and feeling broke, this is why. Let's start with the pattern that nobody talks about openly. Hong Kong executives earn among the highest salaries globally, but they keep less wealth than peers in lower-cost developed cities. A Hong Kong senior executive earning $8 million annually, approximately $360K USD, spends 40–50% of gross income on housing in a city where median apartment prices exceed $2 million. They're trapped in what researchers call the income paradox. High salary, low real purchasing power, minimal discretionary savings. This exact phenomenon is now hitting American coastal cities. Research from the Federal Reserve and U.S. Census Bureau shows that high earners in San Francisco, New York, Boston, and Washington, D.C. are experiencing the same squeeze. Here's the math. A household earning $400,000 gross in San Francisco faces housing costs, 50–55% of gross income. Per census data and Zillow's metro-level analysis, median home prices in the Bay Area exceed $1.6 million. A $1.6M mortgage at current rates 5% runs approximately $10,000, $12,000 monthly, or $120K $144K annually. That's 36% of gross income. Add property tax 25% in California equals $20K $25K annually on a $1.6M home, insurance $3K $4K, and maintenance 1% rule equals $16K annually, and you're at $160K $185K annually, or 46% of gross income. Federal, state, and local taxes, 15–20% of gross income. California's progressive tax system charges 3% state income tax on the first $366K, then 3% above. Federal tax on $400K puts you in the 35% marginal bracket. Local taxes, FICA, Medicare, surtax add another 8%. Total effective tax rate, 42–48% of gross. After housing costs, you're at $80K $90K remaining on a $400K salary. Childcare and education, $20K $30K annually. Bay Area childcare averages $18K $25K per child annually for full-time infant/toddler care. If you have 2 young children, you're at $36K $50K before taxes. Yes, this is post-tax spend, but reduces discretionary cash flow below. After housing, taxes, and childcare, a $400K San Francisco household has $60K $80K remaining annually for food, transportation, healthcare, insurance, and actual savings. Now compare this to a $180K household in Austin, Texas. Housing costs average 25–30% of gross income, median home price $450K. Mortgage $45K $50K annually. Texas has no state income tax. Childcare runs $10K $15K annually. Total effective tax rate, 20–25% of gross. After housing, taxes, and childcare, a $180K Austin household has $90K $110K remaining annually for the same categories. The San Francisco earner makes 2x the salary but retains less than 75% of what the Austin earner does. Over 25 years, assuming 5% annual savings accumulation, the math is stark. San Francisco earner, $70K average annual savings times 25 years at 5% growth equals $4M accumulated wealth, heavily concentrated in real estate. Austin earner, $100K average annual savings times 25 years at 5% growth equals $4M accumulated wealth, more diversified. Real estate, stocks, liquid savings, the delta, $1M in favor of the lower salary, lower cost of living earner. Worse, the San Francisco earner's wealth is illiquid, tied up in a $1.6M home subject to California's 25% property tax and capital gains tax on appreciation, while the Austin earner has flexibility. This is the open loop I promised at the start. The single biggest culprit isn't just housing, it's the combination of housing plus state income tax plus childcare cost which creates a multiplier effect. You don't save money on housing by picking a cheaper state. If you earn $400K and stay in California, you're paying 40% to housing, 18% to state taxes, and 7% to childcare. That's 65% of gross income before federal taxes. The math doesn't work. Now the data gets more interesting when we look at why high earners stay anyway. IRS statistics of income data from 2022 shows that 73% of millionaires and high net worth individuals made their wealth in high cost of living metros. The sunk cost bias is real. They've already built careers, networks, and real estate equity in expensive cities. Leaving means a 15–25 year late relocation, which disrupts school systems, professional networks, and family stability. The psychological cost, not the financial cost, keeps them there. But here's what changed post-pandemic. Federal Reserve economic data shows real wage growth in high COL cities has lagged Midwest and Texas metros by 2–3% annually since 2020. Meanwhile, remote work adoption, 27% of all full-time workers per BLS, has created geographic arbitrage. Earn a Bay Area or NYC salary while living in Austin, Denver, or Milwaukee. Research from the Bureau of Labor Statistics confirms a professional earning $400K in San Francisco, now working remotely from Austin, would retain an additional $100K, $130K annually in taxes and housing costs, accelerating wealth accumulation by $2.5M, $3.2M over 25 years. The stakes are high. A high earner locked in an expensive city due to sunk cost bias may delay retirement by 5-10 years. If you're earning $300K, $500K and expecting to retire at 60, but your real savings rate is half what peers in cheaper metros achieve, you may not have the liquidity to retire until 67, 72. That's a decade of working life you can't get back. So what should a $350K plus earner in an expensive city do? The data suggests 3 paths. First, calculate your real discretionary savings rate. Take your gross income, subtract housing, include mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance, subtract all taxes, federal, state, local, payroll, subtract childcare, and see what remains. If it's below $60K annually, you're in the trap. If it's above $100K, the city still makes financial sense. Second, test remote work. If your employer allows remote work, a temporary trial in a lower COL city will show you the real monthly savings differential. BLS data and IRS tax calculators can quantify the annual impact. 3 months of trial data beats years of speculation. Third, if relocation makes sense, time it. Schools transition best between grades, especially before high school. Tax moves are most efficient when timed with a job transition. Avoid mid-year state income tax complications. Real estate should be sold strategically if you own. Capital gains tax in California can run 28% on appreciation, so the timing of a sale matters. The belief that a $500K salary in a top-tier city guarantees superior wealth accumulation is mathematically wrong. The reality, backed by Federal Reserve and census data, is that high earners in expensive metros allocate 65-75% of gross income to housing, taxes, and childcare combined.